And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Bridgewater now on second down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
And that's the kind of pass that adds up over time, Brandon. You may not have picked up a first down there, but if you keep chipping away at it, eventually big plays may result.
So just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. They'll run it. Here's Peterson. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1. You know the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive lineman, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a first down.
A first down throw for Bridgewater. Looking left side, he's got it. Complete. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Fresh set of downs here. Bridgewater on first down. And complete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Defensive side of the ball for the Eagles. Here they are, the starting 11. And you were telling me before the game, taking this from your knowledge bank, that if they need to improve anywhere in 2017, maybe in the secondary. Is that right?
I think you're right on that one because I think they're very happy with Malcolm Jenkins and Rodney McLeod down the middle as the safeties. But they'd love to make an upgrade on the corner position because if you're playing in the NFC East, there's some guys who can go out and get the football. And then think up front, they're looking for a bigger year from Fletcher Cox. He's their bell cow on defense, a defensive tackle, defensive end. They need to have that all-pro season from him again in 2017.
The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. On 3rd down, Bridgewater. They'll roll him out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And look at this. They're keeping the punter on the sideline. They're going to go for it here on the opening drive. Bridgewater to throw for it on 4th. And this is incomplete. Mike Zimmer got to be unhappy with how that turned out. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. On first down, Wentz. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. On the ground, the first carry for Ryan Matthews. And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. Let's see what the offense comes with here. 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, here's Wentz. Wide open receiver complete. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
Here we go now.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll be brought down, losing losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL, and a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses, and now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys using their speed to make plays in the backfield, similar to that one.
And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
He'll wind up being stopped for no gain, and it'll lead to a 4th down. So on now the field goal team for Philadelphia. Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. I don't think this will even, nope, it doesn't even get there. Well short, and this will remain a scoreless game. So it's an empty possession there, and you'd have to say it's not like him to come up short on a kick like that.
Yeah, and it's real easy for me to say this, but anything in the 40 to 49-yard range should be pretty automatic for an NFL kicker, especially in terms of at least getting it there. So you're right. That is a surprise that this will come up short.
2 minutes remain in a scoreless first half. More from Minneapolis after this. A second down throw for Bridgewater. He's going to air one out. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, and it's 3rd and short.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Bridgewater on 3rd and 2. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. First down, Bridgewater. And he will find his man on the outside. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Single, slot. Hey, you're on an island over there.
To the air again with Bridgewater. Hard throw, incomplete. He was trying to get it to Jerick McKinnon there, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. Now Bridgewater on 4th down. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. Boy, that's some kind of effort. When he caught it, I doubted if he could get there. Knew it was going to be close, but credit him. Really good effort.
How about the rack on that play, the run after catch? But most of the time we think of it as just being an open field and picking up yardage. Sometimes you have to be real physical in order to gain the yardage you need for a first down.
Looking left side, and it's complete. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. And quickly, they get to the line. Bridgewater to throw it. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. I'm just looking side by side at Diggs' number, rookie year versus sophomore year a season ago. 52 catches as a rook, 84 last year. But something you pointed out to me, yards per catch is off a bit, isn't it?
It is, and you know, his first year, he was known a little bit more as a big play threat. This past season, adjusting to a new quarterback in Sam Bradford, that number went down by about 3 yards per catch. But he can be an explosive type of a receiver. Look at the last 2 games of the regular season, well over 100 yards in both.
Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. Peterson alone in the backfield. Bridgewater fakes a give to Peterson. Sliding out of the pocket. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
And Forbath will put this one through. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So they get the field goal here at the end of the second quarter and take the lead into the lockers.
And isn't that what every team wants to do? Right at the end of the half, put points on the board and go into the locker room feeling a lot better about themselves.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And Matthews over the middle with a grab. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. On second down, here's Wentz. And Matthews has it right side. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And the Vikings with an extra defender in the secondary on third.
Playing coverage here.
Wentz going to try and throw on third. And this is going to be incomplete. He was looking for Dorial Green-Beckham, and it's 4th and 3. Well, pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Now, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
Here we go on 4th down with Wentz. And he connects with Ertz. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Well, at least he was able to break that initial contact, or it could have been a loss.
Yeah, give credit to the defensive player, though. What did he do? Made him slow down, slow up his feet, and allowed the rest of the guys to get there to finish him off.
1 receiver left, 2 to the right. Wentz to throw on second down. Eluding the pressure right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
Now Wentz on 3rd down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield.
And how about this, a fake? And this is caught. That's Watkins. And the fake will work. He's going to have a 1st down. It's a big play that time on the fake punt. And they're able to move the chains as they convert on 4th and long. And with a play clock running out, Doug Peterson decides to take a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter. 1st down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Green, 39. Watch it now, Barney. Detroit. All right, now, look at 56. Let's go. Detroit.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Here we go now. Boom, line up.
They go play action for Matthews. Now Wentz. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time. And it's 3rd down.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Wentz to throw again. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Trey Burton, the one he was looking for. Now 4th down. Well, they haven't had a whole lot of success in the passing game here. Now, in the 2nd half, he's thinking, I guess maybe just take a shot deep.
I think you're right. Almost looking for a bailout, isn't he? Can my receiver go up and make a big play for me? Can I create a penalty downfield, maybe pick up an interference call or get that yardage downfield? Anything trying to get going again, but you're right. He definitely took a shot.
Here's Peterson as they begin on the ground. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45. And the offense still has a couple plays to go to pick up the 1st on 2nd down and 3.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. But the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Back now at beautiful new U.S. Bank Stadium. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these 2 teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. A 2nd down throw for Bridgewater. Dancing to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Let's go.
The wide receiver moving to a new spot. Bridgewater now from the 50. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. A very solid gain of 27. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal.
That coach is always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
And he whips that one incomplete there. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. And at this stage of the game, time a factor, time on their side as they just try to eke out the final precious moments of this one.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Time is starting to run out, really becoming a factor. We'll see if the defense can get the stop they need to get the ball back to the offense. Bridgewater to throw it. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Kyle Rudolph. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. And he'll bang that one through. Forbat to send it away now following the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there.
And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Emerson Griffin in there to bury him for a loss of 11. And now they're in the hurry-up.
Here we go. Look at 56.
On 2nd down, here's Wentz. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up. By Harrison Smith. And a great spot to start this drive from here. First down, here's a run with Peterson. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defense.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Nolan Carroll. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. but it's incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
Watch it now, Barney. Here we go now.
To throw is Wentz. He's got time. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. We've got a good one on tap today, and there's going to be two quarterbacks ready to get it done on the gridiron. It's the Eagles going up against the Vikings. With that, let's get up to Minneapolis as we say hello to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
We are at the newest stadium in the NFL, and its inaugural year. There's a look inside U.S. Bank Stadium here in Minneapolis. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Minnesota Vikings. And with the new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. They begin the drive with Ryan Matthews. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And the tight end, Zach Ertz, is key in this offense as we get a look at the starters.
Comes out of the factory known as Stanford, which keeps putting out tight ends. Zach Ertz, one of the better ones we've seen in recent years.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
Here we go now. 3-19. Back that up. Detroit.
Now Wentz throwing on second down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Now the first carry for Adrian Peterson. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38. Tackle made there by Jordan Hicks. Time to feature the offensive starters and to give some love to the tight end, Kyle Rudolph.
He's been to the Pro Bowl already, battled a few injuries, but he's back and better than ever. Has added a little yoga to his regimen in order to make it more nimble. That makes it that much harder for the defenders to catch him.
He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And they do stop him, but he takes it all the way to the 2.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield. Those guys made that play possible.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Matt Asiata taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Vikings have taken a first quarter lead. Forbat to send it away now following the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. Some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Shift together here from the D-line. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage, look defensively. They go play action here on first down. He's going to air one out. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect. Quickly now a look at the defensive starters for Minnesota.
Eric Kendricks is another one of those bloodline guys in the NFL. His brother Michael also plies his trade as a linebacker. And Eric's trying to show him he's the best in the family.
So the incomplete pass brings up second down. They come up in an offset eye. On second down, Ryan Matthews. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. Let's expand on Ryan Matthews for a second. He has a couple 1,000-yard years in his back pocket. This season, 661. Did have a career-high 8 touchdowns, but where does he fit in to the Eagles' offense going forward?
That's going to be an interesting question that has to be answered by Philadelphia, by Doug Peterson, their head coach, because he was truly their lead running back until a fumble at Detroit. I think that changed things for him. A crucial one down the stretch. Philadelphia ended up losing the game. When he takes care of the football, he's a hard-hitting, aggressive inside runner who can set a tone for a team. But if he doesn't take care of the ball, that gives an opportunity for someone else to come in and become the lead runner for Philadelphia.
Now it's the all-purpose back. This is Darren Sproles. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Now Wentz on the bootleg. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. You know, for this Vikings team, as they come back out here on offense, I don't know that any group had more of a roller coaster ride than them in the 2016 season. The quarterback change at the beginning, the hot start, and then the cold middle. It was just a tough year for them, wasn't it?
It really was, and when you look at how their season went, you mentioned the roller coaster. A lot of it can come back to the injuries, especially along the offensive line. I think by around October, maybe even early November, I'm surprised you and I didn't get a call to go audition to be a left tackle there because they were just down so many guys. So that made it difficult to run the ball and to protect Sam Bradford, their quarterback, and it reflected in their final record.
Peterson alone in the backfield. They'll need to get the play off quickly. And he'll get it up the middle. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down.
Brandon, I know you play the fantasy football game, and Adrian Peterson has to be a popular pick for owners. But this year, a tough season for him. A knee injury early limited him to 72 yards total for the season.
Yeah, early indeed. Week 2 on that knee injury. So 72 yards, as you said, for the year. Came back, admirable, hoping to get him into the playoffs, but didn't look like he was ready to return.
One guy I never count out, though, is Adrian Peterson. I expect a monster return in 2017.
So with that, we come upon the 2-minute warning here on the NFL on EA Sports.
Let's go.
Now a play fake here on first down. Surveying the field. He's going to let this one go deep. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the veteran Leotis McKelvin.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They'll start out on the ground with Sproles. A gain of 3, second down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
Wentz now to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 3rd and 1. And they're going to speed things up here.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field. But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and they picked up a first down for him, too.
The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. That one goes for 24 yards. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback has to slide and find it.
And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Daniil Hunter. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
They get 31 yards that time. And that leads to a Minnesota first down. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And it is good. Oh, that one looked to be in trouble the whole way, but it does get over the bar. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10.
And that's a good sign right there as we start the third quarter, because in the first half, not much space to run the football. And as we go into the half, we often think to ourselves, all right, what's the adjustment? What do they have to do? You know what a lot of the adjustments are? No adjustments. You know the game plan. Been working on it all week. Maybe a little tweak here or there, a little bit better blocking, and now you're establishing the running game.
All right, different topic here. 2018, the Super Bowl, traveling north, far north to Minneapolis. Early predictions for that one. Who you got?
Well, you know, everyone's still waiting in the NFL for a home team to play in its home stadium, right? So could the Vikings be that team? I'll start in the NFC, and I'm going to say no. I think Seattle. Starting to get near that maybe last run.
He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Wentz to throw on second down. And this is Hurts with it, right side. Accelerating, and off he goes. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Zach Ertz, 67 yards. There the Eagles are back within a score. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Peterson alone in the backfield. They go back to the air here. Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. I'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
1 receiver left, 2 to the right. And he motions the wide receiver. Bridgewater now on second down. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Love the call by the offensive coordinator, recognizing the situation very well, calling for the play-action pass, and completing it.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. The left side caught by Diggs. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. And this time they go underneath for a simple pitch and catch.
And not only do you get the pitch and catch, Brandon, but you're able to keep the receiver moving when you hit him with the drag route.
Second down, they need less than a yard to pick up the first. On second down, Peterson. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Let's go.
They go play action here on first down. And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater. Jordan Hicks coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. A second down throw for Bridgewater. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team's already picked off 2 passes. That would have been the 3rd in the game. And, boy, they've really played well attacking the football.
3rd and long for Bridgewater. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here. Down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal.
Just keep the ball on the ground. Do a little pounding. Chew up some clock. If they can get it in, that might be enough to get them home. And if not, the clock is definitely their friend.
The play clock's running down. They'll run with Peterson. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. And this seemingly endless drive continues. They'll come out in the pistol. They'll try to throw here now. Bridgewater. This will be caught at about the 5. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now the Eagles offense back out onto the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
McKinnon, that'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Brandon,
and now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And Forbath will put this one through, and the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they get the 3 here, but you wonder whether that's going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, you've now made it so they need a touchdown rather than a field goal to catch them. But you're right. If they'd gotten 6 out of that drive, this would be a much different game.
And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And out now come the Eagles. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
Second down now after the pass completion.
Here we go. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll look to throw. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. It's third down, 6 yards to go for the offense.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
17 yards is the pickup there for number 17.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like you're not.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. They have the lead, still a one-possession game, but the defense got to stop. They've got the football now, just salted away, right?
Exactly. That's all the defense is counting on from their offense. They did their job in a big way. You know they're over on the sidelines now starting to take their tape off and, hey, we've done this thing. The offense has to put it.
And the Eagles are going to go ahead and take another timeout. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here, and we'll be back. They come up in an offset eye. Again, Peterson. And he's got this one just across midfield to the 49. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on third and just a yard.
And once again, leverage wins.
And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Third down, it's Adrian Peterson. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
How many times do we hear from coaches, get north and south as a runner, especially in short yardage situations? I'd say 3rd and 1 counts. That didn't happen there.
Instead, they went backwards. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Vikings as we say so long from Minneapolis.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. Anticipation is mounting for today's game, and we've got two quarterbacks looking to make an impact. It's the Eagles going up against the Vikings. So with that, let's get up to the new U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. On the call, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
EA Sports coverage takes us to one of the newest jewels on the NFL landscape, U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Minnesota Vikings. On the return, it's Kenyon Barner, and he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Throwing on first is Wentz. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. A good convergence there defensively. Only a yard, and it's second down. And a peek at the offense. And Matthews, a guy that we have to talk about.
And Jordan Matthews, Brandon, is an anomaly. Normally, a long receiver plays outside. He likes to work out of the slot. Does a terrific job absorbing punishment and catching the football.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Sharif Floyd makes a stop.
Set! Green, 30, Detroit! Back 99, Philly, here we go!
On second down, here's Wentz. He's going to look deep down the field. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
So a second down incompletion now brings up third down.
Here we go now. Blue 90.
Play action to Sproles. Wentz. Aguilar has it. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
Set! Green, 39. Green.
Now a play fake here on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The veteran Brent Selleck, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up second down.
I wouldn't be shocked at all right now if there's a look of surprise on the big fella's face because he had the route that he wanted, running the corner, and usually he's able to use his body and catch the football, but a really nice play by the defenders, able to knock it away.
Here we go. No, check, Patriot.
Once again here on 2nd and 10. Looking for Aguilar, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Naturally, we're going to say it was a poor pass, but the defensive guys say it was just a great play by them. They broke on the football, picked it off, and gave some momentum to their team.
They start the drive with Peterson. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23. Nigel Bradham brings him down. Here's the offense, and when you talk about this offense, you certainly have to talk about all-day AP, Adrian Peterson.
Does not shy away from contact. Also has the speed to go the distance. It's the rare combination that you get from one of the great runners of all time in the NFL. 2,000 yards every year is the goal. I never bet against him.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. And we peek at the defense now for Philadelphia.
Michael Kendricks is an inside linebacker who can roam sideline to sideline and make plays.
Get ready. 180.
Third and short yardage. Bridgewater escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep. He's got a man. Complete. And he is taken down deep in Philadelphia territory. The young connection hook up there. Bridgewater to Diggs. And even 60 yards. And now a first down following that long gain. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football, and they've got it here with a 1st down. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Bridgewater with a keeper. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
Oh, yeah, good surge defensively. Sometimes you can just tell by the way a quarterback lines his feet up behind center. He's going to try and sneak it in, and they catch him here and stop him for no gain.
On the sneak, it's Bridgewater. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Almost want to go Shakespeare here. My kingdom for a yard. Quarterback sneak, nothing doing.
Better be careful. Shakespeare might sue you. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Adrian Peterson taking it in. And the Vikings are able to strike for 6. And he's got it up and through. Forbat to send it away now following the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. Looking for Green. Beckham, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They run again with Peterson. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this.
Come on, let's go!
Out of the Wildcat, it's Peterson. And the gadget package there won't do much for him. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle.
The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed, and that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So a good kick there, and they wrap up the drive by putting 3 on the board.
And you know, let's face it, you're not always going to come away with 6. Defense in the NFL are just too good. But you've got to come away with something. And there, they get 3.
format now to kick it away after the made field goal. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They go back to the air here after the INT. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen with their feet.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Terrence Newman with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Connor Barwin able to get him for a loss of about 3. Defense in a good spot. Let's see how the offense responds with a 2nd and 13 now. Peterson alone in the backfield. Here's Bridgewater backing up. And Rudolph has it left side. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They'll come out in the pistol. They go play action here on first down. And this is caught on the sideline. But no, they'll say out of bounds. He caught it but was not in bounds. Incomplete.
I think you have to chalk that one up for the defense there. Someone right on the spot. Excellent coverage. Didn't leave him enough room to come down inbounds, even though he did catch the football.
Bridgewater to throw it. He's going to rifle one deep. This is caught inside the 15. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
He's got it, and it's 17-0. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Bridgewater on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. That incompletion, Charles, gives me a chance to put you on the clock real quick. NFC teams last year that did not make the playoffs that might make a push this coming year.
Well, 3 that come to mind right away that we thought were going to beat.
And that's caught inside the 35. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Usually hitting a deep post pattern, as we just saw there for a big gainer, that's tough to do because you usually have a safety or 2 in the middle of the...
Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession. So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the veteran Leotis McKelvin. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. Very tough spot here for the offense to start.
Let's go. 3-19.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And now out comes Minnesota. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does, depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's the linebacker, Michael Kendricks. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And tough starting field position here. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He finds Aguilar over the middle. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, and that was a nice job of improvising, but it's not normal. Usually when the screen pass is taken away, you're taught to just throw the ball at the ground at the feet of the receiver so that you don't get it intercepted and just start over. But he ended up finding another receiver.
Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover. The angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot, and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction. Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90.
On second down, here's Wentz. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. Down here in the red zone, you know your tight end's going to be a favorite target. Couldn't hang on.
And sometimes they just have to get out of their own head because they understand how tight windows are there and how many bodies are there. And sometimes they just overthink it and don't catch the ball.
Wentz now on third and goal. Rolling to his right. That's caught at the 1. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Nelson Aguilar from 6 yards away. And the Eagles get a score closer. And they will line up now for the two-point try.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
Wentz going to look to throw. And unable to connect. They don't get the two-point conversion here. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a two-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know what I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense, right?
That's true. You've said that before. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Now the Georgia Southern man, this is Jerick McKinnon. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. And in this situation with the lead, fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink. It can give him any type of blocking. I always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
They come out here in the eye. Throwing. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. And after that play, we've got a man down, a member of the linebacking core. And the medical staff will attend to it. Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Only 3 yards on the pickup. They'll be left staring at a 3rd and 14. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. And the dreaded 3rd and long here for the offense. 3rd and long for Bridgewater. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. It's the linebacker, Michael Kendricks. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Xavier Rhodes with a pick, and he will bring this all the way up to the 30-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always.
And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They run once more with McKinnon. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6. And the Eagles are going to go ahead and take another timeout. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here, and we'll be back. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Here's McKinnon. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40.
Well, plenty of credit has to go to the guy carrying the ball, broke the tackle and gained the yardage. but that doesn't necessarily mean that the defender's bad. They're not going to make 100% of the tackles all the time, even the best in the game.
Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. And look out, I think he's going to go. And hold everything here. This one is not over yet. They return it for the touchdown.
They continue to fight, don't they?
This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. And you know, that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And now out comes Minnesota. They come out here in the eye. Now McKinnon to start the drive. And cuts out right sideline. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. A big play there for Minnesota. 48 yards on the ground. Here again is McKinnon. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
All right, partner, despite my eating habits, I'm not big enough to play offensive tackle, nor am I quick enough. But with the defensive ends nowadays and their speed, those guys have to be able to punch and dance, and it's a tough, tough job to contain them.
They run it with McKinnon. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Tackle made that time by Brandon Graham. Crashing in from the end there, not to disrupt the pass game, but to disrupt the run game.
Yeah, I love the distinction, too, because the good defensive ends, they can do it all. Set the edge in the run game, make sure that no one can move it that way, and, of course, rush the passer. On that play, use his speed to get there in the run game.
And the Eagles will go with an extra DB here as they prepare for a stop on third.
Thinking pass all the way.
2 yards on the pickup there. It's fourth down. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Vikings as we say so long. Minneapolis.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. We've got a good one on tap today, and there's going to be two quarterbacks ready to get it done on the gridiron. It's the Eagles going up against the Vikings. With that, we send you up to US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis as we hook up with our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Larry, thank you. We are indeed at the beautiful state-of-the-art US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Minnesota Vikings. They hand off to their big tight end. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. The wide receivers, often a very, very talented group, and that's the case here.
And they don't mind showcasing it either. Those guys love to be flashy, love to make big plays out in the open field. They will attempt to do so in this game.
Now McKinnon. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
I love football lingo and the evolution of it all. Nickel defense makes sense, right? Five defensive backs. But then you go to 6. What are you going to call that? And they call it a
double
dime. A dime, which is just very simple for them. The math doesn't add up. But I know one thing. Offenses love to run against dime defenses. Typically, the bigger guys have an advantage against the smaller defensive backs when they're blocking downfield.
Yeah, we saw that advantage right there. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple. And the defense now for the Eagles.
Connor Barwin is one of the most versatile outside linebackers in the league. Started his collegiate career as a tight end and basketball player. You see that athletic ability on display each and every week.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And complete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. Back to the ground. This time it's Peterson. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Bridgewater gives to his tailback, Peterson. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25.
I always always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Jerick McKinnon, 24 yards. And the Vikings take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Forbat to send it away now following the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. Back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd and 9 to start things out. Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. Complete on the right side to Green Beckham. A good pick up there of 20 yards. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. He'll buy some time right. Green Beckham's got it complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
On 1st down, Wentz looking for Aguilar, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
And that's why defense coordinators always preach 11 guys to the ball. Because sometimes you have a missed tackle, but if you have a swarm of guys around, less room for them to roam even after the first missed tackle. In this case, tackle was missed, plenty of open field to get after that.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
Back-to-back runs that were stacked up. Offensively, now you've got to think to yourself, do we change blocking assignments? Do we change formations? Do we change looks in order to try and get the running game going?
And on the ground they go with the running back. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And Forbath will put this one through, and the lead moves to 10-zip. So a good kick there, and they finish off the drive with 3.
And that should be the goal for an offense, finish each drive with points. So that's a nice job there to come away with at least something.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in good spot, great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
They turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here. And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be second down. Little lull in the action here to go over an offseason storyline that's kind of interesting. L.A. a couple years ago, they have no teams, and now they're going to have 2 with the move from San Diego to L.A. What does that mean for the league and for the Chargers?
It seems like an easier transition, doesn't it, than St. Louis when they moved back to Los Angeles.
Less culture shock.
Less culture shock, less, obviously geography, the whole deal. But it's a transition that still is not going to be easy. Remember, they're going to go play in a soccer stadium, essentially, for at least the first couple of years before they share a stadium with the Rams. So that changes things. Obviously, trying to create an identity in the market they haven't been in a long time. They began as the Los Angeles Chargers, but only played 1 season as such.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. It's complete. This is Brent Sellett. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And it is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. And now out comes Minnesota. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up. But they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They come up in an offset eye. 2nd down, Bridgewater. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And the next snap coming inside the red zone here. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. And the offense will be looking to get at least some of this yardage back here. It's 2nd and 12. The 2nd down throw for Bridgewater. Steps away to his left. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. And Forbath will put this one through, and that'll push the lead up to 13-0. So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or 2 shorter than an extra point, so no problems converting there.
Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. Out come the Eagles now as he'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love...
Looking to hit Matthews, but it's intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And before they can get the play off, here's a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball. That's their first of this second half.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Bridgewater will try and throw. And they don't get it. They tried for the two-point conversion there, but unsuccessful. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. Ooh, with a juke. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But
this
you're
is
going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that... They've got his man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot...
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Anthony Barr coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7. Now Wentz throwing on second down. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. A good pickup there. 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
I think the best offenses love to give the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. They get 9 yards there, and they get a first down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. They go play action here on first down. And his throw here is incomplete. Jordan Matthews, the one he was looking for. And it's second down.
When everything is in sync on defense, that means everyone's communicating really well, and sometimes it's nonverbal. They just know that when a receiver's in one spot, this person may have him, and he's in another spot, the next defender may have him. And they've squeezed the passing lanes down.
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Emerson Griffin able to collapse the pocket and drop it for a loss of a yard. Now Wentz. And able to complete it to Green Beckham. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line.
They hit that crossing route really well. Excellent timing, puts it right on him, and he keeps running.
Yeah, turned it upfield for good yardage. Wentz now on first down. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Zach Ertz from 10 yards out. And the Eagles make some inroads here on that deficit. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. And now out comes Minnesota. The drive starts with a handoff to McKinnon. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Play clock winding down. They'll run it now out of the gun. Able to shake free for about 7 up to the 35.
They've been running it well all game, and why not? The big guys up front, they're just having a ball creating monster holes for their guys to run through.
Way 90. Way 90.
Back now at beautiful new U.S. Bank Stadium. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total as we begin quarter number 4. Third and short yardage. Bridgewater. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph. And that brings up 4th down.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They're going to run. It's McKinnon. Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
He only needed a few inches. He didn't even get that. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They've had to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Here we go now.
Once again here on 2nd and 10. And this is Ertz with it, right side. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, but what a nice job improvising, finding other options, and completing the pass anyway.
Set. 319. 319.
Play fake to Matthews. Now it's Wentz. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now Wentz, gotta have this one. And he connects with Ertz. And he gets the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 24.
Well, it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big-time throw on 4th.
Now that had to feel good, didn't it? Taking that type of a gamble there and making it pay off. What a throw.
And tough as a reset. And now a fumble. The ball's out. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
10 yards still left on 2nd down. Wentz will try again on 2nd down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
Let's go. 339.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. Buying time to his left. And now another one thrown incomplete.
I think we can make this one pretty simple. That was a rookie mistake made by the rookie quarterback, trying to force a pass without really using proper mechanics.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Set. Green 39. Green 39.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it. Be aggressive, because I've got the Wild Bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. They come out here in the eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And not much there at all as he'll get... And the Eagles are going to go ahead and take another timeout. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here. And we'll be back. Now Sproles. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Eagles take possession. And Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. And 3 interceptions in this game. I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn?
And he's going to be hit and driven into the turf. Anthony Barr in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. He's going to let it fly. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Vikings are going to win this football game. And now out comes Minnesota. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now, hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Victory formation time for the Vikings as they'll take a knee here. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
Us for Charles Davis. Crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Vikings as we say so long from Minneapolis.